Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ken Cloutier with Get Motivated for Success, and I am coming at you outside here in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale to be exact. And I wanted to answer a question that somebody had sent me via Facebook on my fan page, getmotivatedforsuccess.com, and he asked a great question. So thank you very much, Eric Jones, first and foremost, for asking that question, because I think it's a question that a lot of network marketers struggle with. And hopefully in this video I can help and give you some insight. So what the question was, it was actually a two-part question. Eric asked, when I'm out in the cold market, you know, when I'm meeting people randomly at the gas station, at the supermarket, wherever it is that I'm out and about, or you're out and about, do I take the time to develop a rapport or a relationship with the prospect, or do I just kind of pop the question right away? And then the second part of that question was, in a 24-hour period, he has some real aggressive goals, which is fantastic. He's taking massive action. And his question was, do I try and get as many numbers as possible in that 24-hour period? Or, as I understand the question, am I being a little bit more selective? And he asked, you know, what my thoughts were and what works best for me. So I'm gonna answer the question from the standpoint of what I personally do and what I teach my team. And you know, you may have different methods that work for you, but I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. It was a phenomenal question. So again, thanks a lot, Eric. Appreciate that. So the first part of the question, you know, when I'm out and about, am I trying to establish a rapport with the prospect, or am I just kind of walking up to them saying, hey, you know, part of a team, looking to expand, do you keep your options open for ways to make money, or whatever line that you use? So my answer to that is, I like to develop a rapport. I like to develop, when I say develop a rapport, I'm not talking about having a 20-minute conversation with the prospect, okay? I talk about break-in communication in some other videos that I've done, so I'll kind of cover that a little bit. But what I like to do is, first and foremost, I like to look for something on that person or about that person that I can compliment. It might be they're wearing a nice shirt. I know I'm kind of wearing a t-shirt today, but you know, they may be, you know, wearing a nice shirt, a nice tie. They might be driving a nice car. They may have nice shoes, whatever it is. I like to make a compliment. Hey, man, that's a really nice tie. You know, where'd you get it at? Just something that opens up the communication, okay? So once I open the communication, I like to use what you may have heard before as form: family, occupation, recreation, and message, or money, you know, talking about the money. Now, just because I go through family, occupation, recreation, and the message doesn't mean I have to use every single one of those. I don't have a checklist where I'm saying, okay, like, tell me about your family, tell me about your, you know, what you do for work, tell me about what you like to do for fun. I might use 1, 2 of those things before I'm out and get their number. So it may go something like, you know, hey, that's a really nice tie that you have there. Where'd you get it? He may say, oh, I got it at such and such place. Wow, that's really cool. So, you know, what do you do that you know, for work that makes you have to wear a tie? Okay, there's my occupation. So I may, he may talk about, you know, oh, I'm in banking, blah, blah, blah. And then what I'll do is I'll use that break-in communication, okay? I'll say, well, hey, listen, I got to jump on a call, but, you know, how long did you say you were in banking for? Oh, I've been in banking for 7 years. Cool. How's it working for you? Oh, it's pretty good. You know, it's paying the bills, that sort of thing. You know, they give kind of a bland response. Well, hey, listen, like I said, I got to jump on this call, but before I go, I am expanding a business with a business team down here in the area, in South Florida, for instance. And right now we're looking for some key people to work with. Don't know if this is for you. Can't make any promises. But are you open to are you open to other ways of making money if it didn't interfere with your banking career? Or, you know, are you open to a side project if it didn't interfere with your banking career? However you want to ask the question. But basically what I'm doing is I'm complimenting them. I'm developing a little bit of rapport. You know, I kind of, not a ton, but a little bit. And then I use the break-in communication. Hey, listen, I got to jump on this call here. But just curious, you know, do you ever look for a side project to make more money outside and away from banking if it didn't interfere with your banking career? And then I wait for them. Usually they say, yeah, what is it? And then I'll say, hey, great, that's awesome. Like I said, I got to jump on this call, but give me your name and number, and I promise I'll get back to you in the next day or two. All right? And then 9 times out of 10, give me my name and number. They give me their name and number, and I'm out. Okay? So to answer your question, Eric, and for those of you who were curious about what I do, I like to develop a little bit of a rapport. I don't think it's as effective by walking up to somebody and saying, hey, do you look for other ways of making more money? Or something to that effect where you haven't really you don't even know their name yet. Or maybe you just know their name, you just met them, and then just pop the question. It's kind of like, whoa, like, who are you? What are you about? Get to know them. You have to break down a little bit of the walls in order to just find out, number one, if they're looking, number two, if there's somebody that you want to work with. There's been times where I talk to people and they kind of grunt. You know, they're like, I work in banking. You know, how long have you worked? 7 years. Like, it's literally just a quick answer, and they're not very friendly, they're not very communicative. So honestly, I walk away from there. I'm not trying to beg, borrow, steal people, you know, into my business. I'm looking for people that I want to be in business with, that I can get along with, because the goal is for us to be in business for many, 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 many years. Okay? So that's the first part of the answer. The second part is, do I get as many numbers as I possibly can in that 24-hour period? Because, you know, as you know, network marketing is a numbers game. Getting prospects is a numbers game. So the answer that I have is kind of two-part. Yes, I want to get as many contacts and numbers in a 24-hour period as I can. However, I want to filter them out when I meet them. So in other words, I'm not just trying to collect a number necessarily if I'm in the cold market now, and just try and grab as many numbers as I possibly can. I want to develop at least some kind of a rapport. So when I make the phone call back a couple days ago, they'll remember who I am. Hey John, this is Ken. We met over at the gas station the other day. I complimented you on your tie. How's it going, man? Right? Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, how you doing, Ken? And then the phone call is much smoother, or any sort of communication you have after you've met them is much smoother than had I just pulled a number from them, didn't really exchange any sort of information, and they don't remember me from Adam. Because people meet people all the time. They come in contact with people all the time. So I like to get as many as I can, but I want to filter them as well. I don't want to just grab numbers if they're not going to remember at least a little bit about who I am, and I don't remember who they are. So I hope that answers your question. If you would like to get more answers to these kinds of questions, feel free to message me on Facebook, which is getmotivated4success.com. So it's getmotivated4success.com. You can also go to my blog, which has a lot of these type of answers as well. I talk about prospecting online, offline, closing, all kinds of stuff on my blog, which is getmotivated4success.com. That is getmotivatedforsuccess.com. Getmotivatedforsuccess.com. So I hope this helped, Eric. I hope this answered your question. If any of you have any questions about this particular video that I've done, you know, feel free to message me on Facebook, and I can, you know, get to your questions as well. Hopefully I can provide you some quality answers that are going to help you. And last thing I have here is, if you are interested in learning the system that my wife and I use to market our business both on and offline, make sure you check out the link that I'm going to give you. It's a phenomenal way for you to start to learn how to be an authority figure online, so that you are now the hunted rather than the hunter. How would you like to have 8 to 10 people every single day contacting you, reaching out to you to find out more about your teaching, find out more about your product, find out more about your business opportunity, instead of you chasing people every single day trying to share your opportunity? So I'm going to drop that link to you at the bottom of this video, and you can check that out, see if it's for you or not. If it's not, hey, no big deal. If it is for you, I'd love to help you out as much as I can. And from South Florida, this is Ken Cloutier checking out with Get Motivated for Success. Make sure to drop a comment, share, let me know if you got some value out of this. And again, Eric, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you reaching out to me, asking that question, and I hope this helps you out. So take care until the next video. Ken Cloutier, take care.